Okay guys, welcome back to the channel, and as you can see I am in the process of fitting this kitchen, and it's from IKEA. It is giving me an absolute nightmare because if you've ever fitted IKEA kitchens before, you will know everything's in boxes everywhere. Nothing's ever clear, but you have to work your way through it. But today we're not going to be discussing the kitchen. Today we're going to be discussing the plunge saw that I've just bought from Tool Station. Now I've gone for a budget one. It was around about £150 here in the UK, and it is a Draper 230 volt 165mm plunge saw. Just got it, so we're just going to unbox it now. I'm just going to open it up by releasing the security tabs. Now I believe I've got a 30-day return policy with this, and hopefully there should be nothing wrong with it whatsoever, and I should be able to use it straight away. The box is a bit tight there, it's been opened before. Now the difference between a plunge saw and a circular saw is not a lot, except that the plunge saw does run on a track, so this explains why it's in a box like this. So there we have the box opened, and then the plunge saw inside. There we go, one plunge saw. Just remove it from its packaging. That has got quite a lot of packaging with it, which it protects it from any damage. There's your standard 3-pin UK plug. Now let's see how long the lead is. I find this is very important because unless you're buying cordless tools, having enough lead is important. So there you go, about maybe 2 meters there, not a great deal, should be enough. Guys, welcome back to the channel here, and today we're looking at this Draper plunge saw. I've unboxed it already and just doing a quick review on it. Just purchased it from Tool Station. I've got it out of the box obviously and familiarised with it a little bit. It's a 1200 watt plunge saw or track saw, called a track saw because it goes on a track like so, and hopefully slides up and down quite freely. The whole idea of a track saw is to keep a nice clean straight cut on the whatever surface you're cutting obviously. And the reason I bought it is because we're fitting a kitchen, and we've got these solid oak worktops to cut, so I need some nice clean cuts. £150 or thereabouts at Tool Station. It just comes with the 3-pin 240 UK plug and comes with track. However, my first impression is it doesn't come with clamps. Now what the clamps do is basically slot in to here and clamp it down underneath the surface you want to cut. So you can't use a standard clamp on it, which I do have one somewhere. I don't know where it is at the moment, because I've got some over here. Just find one. Can't clamp the surface like this, simply because one, it's tilting it straight away, and the other is the saw won't slide backwards and forwards because of the clamp. So it is a bit disappointing they didn't provide clamps. I tried to source some clamps last night. They were only available to order. Nobody seems to stock clamps in the shops at the moment. So bit of a problem there because I really wanted to use it, so I'm going to have to work around it slightly and figure out what to do with it, because the reviews that I've heard about it on the Tool Station website is, it's quite a good saw for the money, and there's not been any major issues with it. So let's carry on with the review. Like I say, you get the saw, has a depth gauge here, and it also has the angle gauge here as well, which means you can adjust it to 45-degree cuts if you wish. So you just simply undo that, and there's one at the back as well, so it keeps it nice and straight, and then you can just simply find the angle that you want to cut from there and then lock it off. We're just doing straight cuts, so we don't need to do anything fancy today. Has a trigger button there, and I don't know whether you can see that, but it releases the plunge, so that when you're going in for the plunge you can just press that and then the blade comes down. So it feels to have a nice smooth operation on that. Spring loaded, and obviously you've got your depth gauge there as well if you need it. Has a lock as well if you don't want the plunge, which is this here. So you just basically release your saw down, push that up, and it will lock the saw into place. Release it and puts it back into the position so your blade's nice and safe. Comes with an Allen key that's in the handle here. This is for releasing the blade. So again, if you want to release the blade, you put it into the lock position like that, and it exposes the Allen key there. So you remove that there, and you push this little lever down as well that's there, and that will lock the blade so you can undo the blade. So there you go. What we'll be doing is I will try and use it and maybe do a little bit more footage. The only issue I've got with it, as well as the clamps, is that it stops there, right where the joint is. So it's obviously catching on something there, so I need to try and figure out how to get around that. I don't know why it's doing that. It's very clearly not perfect for running a straight cut, because it means it's causing a problem halfway along. So I don't know. It's definitely catching on something there that the things aren't in line. Maybe, I don't know. These rubber things seem to have moved. So I don't know whether you can slide them back up, stick them in place. I don't know. But there's definitely something there that's causing it to catch on the guide. So, but that being said, for £150 it's probably a budget, so ideal for a DIYer. If we can get around some of these little quirks, probably a good saw. Don't know whether I'll keep it or not yet, so I'm a bit sceptical about it. Maybe I should have spent a little bit more money and got one with some clamps at least, so I can use it. But that being said, it has got quite a firm grip as it stands on this work surface anyway, so I might just get away with it today. It doesn't, like I said, it clamped then, but it doesn't seem to move. It has got rubber grips on the underneath, so these rubber grips do get quite a firm grip. And also you've got a clamp here, so you just, provided with an Allen key, you just undo the clamps here and it will come apart. So yeah, hopefully it'll work and we'll get somewhere with it today, but if not, probably might just return it to the shop, I don't know. But yeah, bit iffy with it. The reviews are pretty good. I would have probably given it about a 3-star review because it is workable, but looking at it from a trade point of view, it's got a few problems already. Now I've just got it out of the box, so hopefully we'll get it working today and I can show you some cuts that I've done. So this part of the video, the sound has gone. I think the microphone became unplugged. So as you can see, I've set the track saw up to square the end up off this worktop, and I have connected my Einhell portable vacuum cleaner to the dust extraction port. Now, I will say this, I did use it further on down the line in the kitchen and found the rubber grips on the tracks gripped the worktop without any clamps quite good. And I did manage to overcome the stopping in halfway along the track as well by clamping it a lot tighter together on the clamp underneath, and it seemed to resolve the problem. But however, I'm not 100% confident it's not going to solve the problem. I do think it's a bit ropily made is the track, so there might be other tracks available for you to run your track saw on. However, the saw did perform quite well. As you can see, I'm making sure I've got it all lined up nice and straight. I've got my little rafter square, which is a 12-inch rafter square, lining it up to square the end up, and I'm going to make the cut now on across the worktop, taking it steady. Got one hand on the track just to make sure it stays in position, and there you can see it does grip. I'm only using half the track for this, and there you see almost a perfect cut. I'm going to run it on again now. You see, just sprayed all the sawdust out there. I think the dust extraction part was a bit iffy on it as well, and obviously when you've got like a little portable vac like this, it's never as powerful as a workshop vac. So I'm just going to move the camera rather juddery now. That's my hand in front of it, and you can see the track there. You can just about see the thumb screws on the track. That is to adjust it on the track so that it runs across smoothly. And there you can see me half a track and the saw. It did slide about okay on half the track though. I mean, it did hold to the work surface. That's where you would normally clamp it. Your clamps would fit in under there and it will hold the track more firmly. However, it did perform quite well without the clamps, but I am a little bit disappointed it didn't come with clamps, because other companies do provide the clamps with it. But I mean, for £150 you can't really complain too much. And there's my rafter square, speed square at the side, and I'm just demonstrating the little thumbnails across the saw. There's two, and you can adjust it back and front, and if you adjust it too much it tightens the saw up too much, so it won't run on the track. So you have to get it about right so there's no play in the saw on the track. It does work quite well. So further on in the video I might put some more footage on of just quickly of the work surfaces on the thing, and I managed to cut the hob and the sink out with this track saw as well, which proved a lot easier and quicker. It is a 1200 watt saw, and it has all the specifications on the motor at the side there. 240 volt, and it's a 65mm cut depth, so it's ideal for doing worktops which are around about 40-50mm. So it's a great saw. The track's a bit disappointing. So there you go. That's my review on the Draper 1200 watt plunge saw, track saw. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you got something out of it. And thank you for subscribing and liking to the videos. It is a big help for everybody who does that. And I hope to catch you in another video soon with some more tools and some tips and tricks that we're doing. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in another video soon.